to another class of Midnightrabbi Inspires, class 37. We are now with Emunah sitting in the park in the hills of Yehuda, Judah, Hara Yehuda, in the Holy Land, a time where we remember the gift that we are living in the Holy Land, depending on what outlook you have. But the main thing, I'm sitting in the sun, it's Erev Shabbos, and I'm on a very nice swing. Hope you don't mind the movement. The main point is the message. What's the message? Being that we are coming to a climax of this week of Tiferes, spoke about it in last class, a time of really focusing on what your priorities are, your family first. And I did intend to go to Yerushalayim to the Emunah Center, but once again, family came first. That was good. My son has had a refuah shlema, has had a healing. He hurt himself and he's feeling better. Thank you for your prayers. And if we go back to Pesach with the ahava, the chesed, the kindness and love that we experienced during that Chag, the holy days of Passover, and we went out of our limitations into a world beyond, and we could do proactiveness and kindness, and now we're on our way to the mission statement, our goals, focus them more and more. My wife and I have realized how much more we need to go over this and revise this, make this clearer and clearer so that we can really focus and achieve our goals in this world. And then we come to the priorities. So how can we apply those priorities? That's this week of Tiferes, of emes, of truth, of balance. And then we're going into a new time period as we go out of Emor, the Chagim, the special times we're in, the gift of life, and we're making our way towards what Stephen Covey calls going public victory, Netsach, Netsach, be victorious. And this is a time where we can really succeed and win-win. This is something we have to work on as a people to really win, to believe we can win, to go out from our cutness, our small-mindedness, and start being mashpiah, start teaching and sharing the inspiration more and more. That's what the Emunah channel is about. That's what I'm about. Midnightrabbi Inspires. And even when we have these setbacks, the moments, we've got to say no. We've got to be strong, stark. That means strong in a very clear way, determined way. And that comes to our next point. The Netsach is connected the sphere of Moshe Rabbeinu. He's the special tzaddik, the special leader, the Emunah, or the Shepard of Emunah that guides us out of this exile in Egypt and will guide us out of this exile now with the neshama of Mashiach. This is Moshe Rabbeinu's light this week, and we have to really grab onto this light with both hands and both feet, stick our feet firmly on the ground and say, with all our Rotzon, nothing can stand in the way of Rotzon. Rotzon is will. Rotzon is Gematria Moshe with the kollel, and it's also the same as Gematria, my wife's name. Now this power to have a will, do what we need to do in the world, to be mashpiah, to teach. And once we've gone through these 3 weeks before, it comes together now this time with this new Parsha, Bahar, climbed up the mountain of Hashem, and we're standing at a place where we can see the larger picture of our life, what we're here for, and how we can make the world a better place, make our life a better place, make it better for our family. Like we said, family first. But now it's time to start going outwards and seeing how we can really be mashpiah and share that light with others. That's this fourth level that all of us have to work on, because it's the time where, in order to succeed in Panosa financially, we have to get to a point of win-win, to really allow others to win, but most importantly, to realize that everyone can win. And you say, well, I can't please everybody. That's true. But if you're tuned into the Rotzon, like Rav Jor is talking about, this deep inner will, he's talking about it on fire in America right now, this deep inner will that we have to know who we are and to do our mission in the world and to not let anything stop us, to have that strong Rotzon that will push us forward to achieve what our goal is, what our mission is. And with that focus, like we see from many famous people out there, lahavdil, in terms of their ability to achieve in their way, that their Rotzon, their will, the energy they put into the way they speak, the way they interact with others, this powerful will, this Rotzon has brought about their successes. But for the Jewish people, this is a Rotzon Elyon. This is a Rotzon from Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu's Rotzon, his will, was completely nullified to the will of Hashem. And with that humility, that gave him the power to really give over, to teach the Torah's teachings, and to give over that truth in a way that can really make a whole difference, that we can have success in the ultimate way, to do what Hashem exactly wants from us, each of us, in a way that brings us, Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. Moshe Rabbeinu wrote this pasuk that David HaMelech sang, and that we don't have to come back to this world anymore. We do our mission here, b'shleimus, like Rabbi Elon and others talking about, and we bring it all together. My Rabbi in Yerushalayim spoke about this very powerful idea from Sefer Nehemiah. Sefer Nehemiah was never called a Sefer. In fact, it was always known as Sefer Ezra, the book of Ezra in Tanakh, in the Bible. Was a funny name, but the idea of the writings, it was known as the book of Ezra. Ezra 1, Ezra 2, Ezra Sofer. It never got the name Nehemiah. However, in the past 200 years, it has been slowly being called more and more, to the point where you go to a bookshop and buy it, it's called Sefer Nehemiah. How did it get that name Nehemiah? So it ends the Sefer Nehemiah with a famous line, Zocher li alakai tova. And I remember my son at his bris, the one we were all praying for, he was told by the mashpiah as a little baby, the Zocher li alakai tova. This is something which Rabbi Nachman very much focuses on, in the Kudas Tovas, Azar Malakai Ba'odi, focusing on the good. But in the times of Nehemiah, that was considered a sin to pray to Hashem, God, remember me for the good. Alakai Zocher li alakai tova. We're not allowed to say to God, remember me for the good, back in the times of the Tanakh, of the Bible, because there was a certain idea that, like, the merit of David HaMelech is what opened the base of English, the merit of others, of our forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, that's what gave us the ability to get out of this exile. But there became a change in the times of Arizal and the Chaim Vital, his Talmud, his Yotzai was, and Chidah, he brings this down. There was a dream that proved that now the Sefer Nehemiah would be, this is how it would be known. That Nehemiah would get his wish, that he would get remembered for all time as a Sefer, as our own book in Tanakh. That no longer would it be referred to as Ezra 2 or Ezra's book. It would have his own name. Nehemiah would be the Nechama, the comfort to us at the end of days. That we will be remembered, that Hashem, God, will remember us for the Zocher li alakai tova. That this goodness inside of us, this intrinsic goodness, and that was very connected to this idea of Rotzon, of will. That we have a connection to this place of Keter. And to be able to go have that public victory, we have to intrinsically believe in that intrinsic goodness of ourselves, that we mustn't allow ourselves to ever get confused by all the demands of the world, the small-mindedness. I work in the business world, and they're constantly checking on your work every minute, making sure it's good enough, this and that, all these details you have to remember, and all these requirements and compliance, which is all very good. But the key is you should never forget how you have so much goodness, no matter what anyone says or what anyone asks